Welcome to Selected Shorts, a celebration of the short story. The subject of this edition is A Touch of Magic. Andrew Lamb's The Palmist is performed by James Naughton.
The Palmist closed up early because of the pains. He felt as if he was being roasted slowly from the inside out. By noon, he could no longer focus on his customers' palms, their life and love lines having all failed to point to any significant future, merging instead with the rivers and streams of his memories. Outside, the weather had turned. Dark clouds hung low, and the wind was heavy with moisture. He reached the bus stop's tiny shelter when it began to pour. He didn't have to wait long, however. The good old 38 Geary pulled up in a few minutes, and he felt mildly consoled, though sharp pains flared and blossomed from deep inside his bowels like tiny geysers and made each of his 3 steps up the bus laborious. It was warm and humid on the crowded bus, and a fine mist covered all windows. The Palmist sat on the front bench facing the aisle, the one reserved for the handicapped and the elderly. A fat woman who had rosy cheeks and who did not take the seat gave him a dirty look. It was true. His hair was still mostly black, and he appeared to be a few years short of senior citizenship. The Palmist pretended not to notice her. Contemptuously, he leaned back against the worn and cracked vinyl and smiled to himself. He closed his eyes. A faint odor of turned earth reached his nostrils. He inhaled deeply and saw again a golden rice field, a beatific smile, a face long gone, his first kiss. The rain pounded the roof as the bus rumbled toward the sea. At the next stop, a teenager got on. Caught in the downpour without an umbrella, he was soaking wet, and his extra-large T-shirt, which said, "Play hard, stay hard," clung to him. It occurred to the Palmist that this was the face of someone who hadn't yet learned to be fearful of the weather. The teenager stood, towering above the Palmist and blocking him from seeing the woman, who, from time to time, continued to glance disapprovingly at him. So young, the Palmist thought. The age of my youngest son, maybe, had he lived. The Palmist tried to conjure up his son's face, but could not. It had been some years since the little boy drowned in the South China Sea, along with...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?